Welcome to Flute 360, the podcast that reminds you everything is connected. I'm Dr. Heidi K. Begay, flutist, educator, creative entrepreneur, and follower of Christ. Here we explore the full circle, the 360, of your life as a musician. Because who you are as a person shapes who you are as an artist. And the lessons you learn outside the practice room are just as vital as the hours with your flute in hand. From health and spiritual growth to artistry and career fulfillment, this space is where it all intersects. Come as you are. There's a seat for you at the Flute 360 table. Today's episode is episode 338, and it's titled 3 Proposal Hacks That Turn Your Music Submissions into Standouts. Hey there, Flute 360er. Welcome back to another Flute 360 podcast episode. Thank you times a million for pressing play and for being here with me today. So we're going to talk about proposals. So if your festival proposal keeps getting rejected, it's not your artistry or the way you hold yourself or present yourself as an educator. It's your strategy, and I can prove it. So today I'm going to give you 3 of my top tips from my 14-step proposal system to help propel your submissions and finally start getting those yeses. So why do we even submit proposals to festivals, conferences, webinars, or camps anyways? Because they're a vehicle for opportunity. Whether you want a teaching job, a spot in an orchestra perhaps, or recognition for your research, proposals open doors. But here's the problem. When rejection and rejection letters, they start piling up, it's so discouraging. And it's not just discouraging and disheartening, it's expensive, right? Think about it. Your membership dues, application fees. I mean, come on, at least one application fee could easily be $50 a pop. And not to even mention hours of your time. All for another, we regret to inform you. Oh my gosh, I hate that so much. So when you get those rejection letters, then the self-doubt, it can really start creeping in. And these questions start swirling around in your brain like, am I really good enough? Do people even see me as a valid educator or performer? And I don't want that for you, not at all. I want you to have the steps and the right strategies that land you more yeses and keep your career moving forward. I want that momentum for you. And just so you know, I'm only giving you today 3 of my 14 steps in this episode. Think of it as a little teaser. You know I'm really good with those little sneaky peeks. If these 3 tips resonate with you, just imagine what the full 14 can do inside the Flute 360 Accelerator. So this is something that I've unlocked for members only in my Flute Club, or really our Flute Club. Okay, so anyways, let's jump in. First up, always look at the organization's mission and theme for their upcoming festival. Now, this may sound really obvious, but most people don't do it. Let's go back in time just a little bit. Take the National Flute Association, or NFA, 2025, for example. Their theme was something along the lines of unity. Yes, unity. So if your proposal didn't connect with that theme, you probably missed the mark. Now, let me give you a hypothetical example here. If I were putting together a new proposal for a unity theme outside of the ones I actually submitted, I could use my expertise in podcasting. So I want to give you a real life example so you can really dive in with me and see how this tidbit that I'm offering you is applicable to your zone of genius, your flute world, and your music proposal. Okay, so I could use my expertise in podcasting. Why? Because podcasting unifies people. It builds bridges across communities. It sparks conversations, builds relationships, creates momentum that wouldn't exist otherwise. That's just one way to show alignment between your level of expertise, passion, and the conference's theme for that year. And here's where you come in. What's your area of expertise? Is it chamber music? Teaching neurodiverse students? Exploring extended techniques? Now ask yourself, how can you tie that passion directly to the festival's theme? Now, this step is critical because reviewers are looking for relevance. Let me say that one more time. Reviewers, so the people on the festival's committee, they are looking for relevance. They want to see that your work isn't just strong in isolation, but that it actually supports the goals of their festival. They spend a lot of time thinking about their festival's theme the year prior. Committees come together for nonprofit organization meetings, they discuss, they debate, they deliberate, and then they put out that theme to the public for the upcoming year. So when you get in alignment with their theme, mission, vision, and you do that, you stop sounding like, air quote, just another proposal, and instead sound like a partner in their mission. So before you hit submit, slow down. You know how I love to say, take 10 steps back, get grounded, and I want to encourage you to read through the festival's website. Study their mission, study their vision or their mission statement, and any documents about the upcoming conference. It may feel like I said earlier, an obvious step or a small step, but it gives you the map you need to write a proposal that lands. Okay, awesome. So step 1, check, done, complete. Moving on to step number 2. And this one is one of my absolute favorites. Put yourself in the shoes of your future participant or attendee. It's not just about sharing your research. It's about the transformation you're promising. Let me underline that again. It's about the transformation you're promising or the impact that you promise to make for said conference and for the attendee. What is the participant craving? What will change for them from the moment they walk into your session to the moment they leave? Here's a really good example. So this past NFA 2025, as you know, was held in Atlanta, Georgia, and Catherine and I got to co-present in a workshop all about pivoting. So when Dr. Catherine Eminent and I led our NFA 2025 workshop on pivoting, we weren't just lecturing. We gave participants permission to rethink their music careers, to notice gaps in our industry, and to use their unique skills to fill those gaps. And we didn't stop at theory. We gave them 4 concrete activities to complete right there in the room. That's what made the workshop transformational. And because of that, post-workshop, Catherine and I received a lot of follow-up emails from participants, flutists just like you, knocking on our email inbox door and saying, "Oh my goodness, you really transformed my perspective on my career. I'm going to start implementing the nuggets that you gave us in this capacity." How fantastic is that? This is what reviewers are looking for. Proposals that clearly articulate how participants will be changed by the experience. Will they walk away more confident or empowered, equipped with new tools, inspired to take specific action? So if you fall into this camp, no worries, no judgment, just laying it out there. Here's where many musicians miss the mark. They submit proposals that are basically, quote unquote, "I want to share my research with the community," period. Now that's fine, but it's incomplete. And I say this with all the love in the world. It's not about you. It's about the participant. How are you going to impact the room? How are you going to help them with their pain point or hurdle? How are you going to transform their music world? So it's incomplete, right? If you're just saying like, "Hey, I want to share my research," that's a great start, but continue it. The question is, how will your research or performance impact the people in the room? So other things to think about, and just throwing out some questions so I can get the creative juices in your beautiful noggin flowing. How will your information transform their flute studio? Will their flute students' learning be transformed? Or will their own performance practice shift in a very tangible way? So if you don't answer these questions from a really authentic place, participants may walk out thinking, "Well, that was interesting," but not necessarily feeling changed. And that means reviewers won't see your proposal as essential. Okay, I threw a lot at you. Are you still with me? Awesome, thank you. Okay, so when you write, spell out the before and after journey. You need to clearly describe the pain point your attendees are facing, and then clearly show the results they'll take home after your session. I don't care if it's a workshop, group forum, solo presentation, performance. You need to be thinking and putting yourself into their shoes. Now, that transformation is what makes your proposal stand out. Awesome. Okay, moving on to step number 3, catchy titles. So let's be honest. People today, trust you me, I've seen it with my students and in the business world, people today have the attention span of a goldfish. And it's because, we are bombarded with endless emails, social media posts, marketing campaigns, and push notifications. If your title doesn't grab them instantly, it will get lost in the mix. It will get ignored. Okay, so here's the problem. I see this all the time. And again, if you fall into this camp, no judgment, but I'm just bringing awareness and clarity for your next proposal submission. We want to avoid proposals with titles that are just, a little flat. For example, something like "Become a better performer on stage," that's a great start, but it's kind of plain. It's vague. And it doesn't give the reader a reason to care. So let's upgrade that into something compelling. For example, captivate your audience with impactful storytelling. See the difference? The second title, it promises a transformation. It uses captivating words, literally the word captivate in the title. It paints a picture of the outcome. It's more colorful. It's more fun. It makes the reviewer curious to know more. That's the fine line you need to walk with titles. You're aiming for simplicity, clarity, and creativity. Too simple, and it's kind of boring. Now, too creative, and it risks being confusing. Your goal is to land right in the middle, crystal clear about the value, about the outcomes, about the transformation, while still sparking curiosity. Here's another way to think about it. Think of your title as the doorway into your presentation, recital, or group forum. If the doorway isn't inviting, think about a wreath, a plant, etc., nobody will step through to read the rest of your proposal, no matter how strong your content is. Not only do I want you to consider these 3 hacks for today to make your next proposal that much better, but one of your homework assignments is to actually go back in your computer files and look at some of your recent titles that you have submitted in the past. This would be an excellent homework assignment for you before you start getting ready for NFA 2026 or your local nonprofit flute organization's deadline, etc. Go back, see what you have submitted beforehand. Look at the titles. Look at the content. Did it mention objectives and transformations? Was it aligned with that year's festival theme? So specifically looking at some of your recent titles, would they make a tired, overworked reviewer perk up and want to read more? Or would they skim right past it? If the answer is the latter, it's time for a title makeover. Okay, so if you heard all these tips and you're like, yes, but who are you to offer these suggestions to me? I don't blame you at all. There's a lot of advice out there in the world, and you want to make sure that your advice and information that you are obtaining is coming from a credible source. So I'm not just pulling this out of thin air, okay? I've been speaking on regional, national, and international stages now for over 15 years, since about 2009. From Washington, D.C., Montana, Texas, Illinois, Canada, Greece, Romania, Bulgaria, and Finland. And my clients have used these same strategies to land their own acceptances at festivals and conferences at those different levels as well. So I just want to give you a peace of mind that you are in good hands, and we covered 3 tips that I think are truly valid to make your next proposal that much better. But if you want access to the other 14 tips, you definitely want to come into our Flute 360 Accelerator program. If you're tired of rejection letters and ready to move forward in your flute career, I want to personally invite you inside the Flute 360 Accelerator Program Tier 1. And I'm specifically highlighting Tier 1 because it's a low-risk investment for you, but you have tons to gain. You can come in for $37 a month, and you'll get all 14 proposal strategies, 2 years of bonus content on top of that, and access to our book club and a supportive community of flutists who are growing just like you. Now, I say this with all the humility in the world. This program can easily carry a $5,000 value, but you get in for just $37, and you can cancel at any time. I promise you, I'm not going to harass you to stay in the program. So if you feel like it's not a good fit, you don't have time, whatever your reason is, come in, get a taste, see what it's all about. And if you need to cancel, you can cancel. Don't waste more time piecing together free tips and hoping for the best. There's nothing worse than crossing your fingers and just like spray and pray. It's awful, okay? So don't worry though, you're not alone. I've literally packaged together the best proven strategies that work for you, not just for your proposal, but for your flute journey and your personal journey as a whole. All you have to do is click the link in the show notes to join. And if you have any questions, you can always hit me up at heidi@flute360.com. Our next live session for the accelerator is Saturday, September 27th, 2025 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time, and I would absolutely love to see you there. You are welcomed, you are treasured, and have a fantastic week. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks.
Let's talk about flute.